Alright traders, I'm back again with another video, and today I don't have a lot today, but I have two pairs that I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at the CAD yen and the pound Swiss franc, so we won't be long today. But I want to show you that a trade that I'm in that I've been in for a little while, and it started right here. I got in here on 819, and let's look at this here. This was a we got in here on a bullish TK crossover. Now I tell you guys all the time, I never really take TK crossover trades, because a lot of times what happens is these trades, when you get a TK crossover, price is usually far away from the Kijun-sen, so it wants to get back in equilibrium. So the breakout, I mean, you get the crossover and then price retraces back towards the Kijun-sen, and then you're sitting in a trade that may range for a while or may not even go your way. So I usually don't take those trades, but this one, there was no denying this one, because the risk reward was so very well set up for me. I wasn't going to risk much, because just where we had the crossover right here, you could see the crossover. This is where we had the bullish crossover right here. So right after that crossover, I got into the trade right here, and I'm only like 15 pips away from the Kijun-sen, so there wasn't much risk there. So I was able to move my stop loss even deeper, and I moved it back down to this support and resistance level here. And looking at this, you could see this long candle here, and you could see the fractal bottom here. So that would have been the best level to put it at, but basically I put it at this support and resistance level here, and I was just right lined up with the bottom of the cloud here. So what happened, price came, retraced back to the Kijun-sen. We weren't that far away, we were only 15 pips away, hit here, and then price has been going ever since. What I looked at was, I had the TK crossover, and this was one of the most popular trades with the Ichimoku system. So you had your bullish crossover, and you had Chiku span above price past 26 periods ago, and then my future was bright, so I had a bright future. Price was above the cloud. Everything was telling me this is going long. So I get in the trade here, and then the trade doesn't do much for a while, and then finally it hits here, and I thought maybe, well, it might keep going and then take me out anyway. Well, we held support at the Kijun-sen. The Kijun-sen is our equilibrium. That's our equilibrium spot. This is where the market is back into equilibrium. It's the past 26 periods, so it's the average for the past 26 periods pretty much. And when the market comes back for the 26 periods and gets back in equilibrium, the market took off here. So I was in the trade here, and I was looking good, and you can see right now I'm in for 129. I was up to 170, like 176, but I stayed in the trade because none of my rules were really broken. Really, I need to close below Kijun-sen. Here we had a close, but I already had my stop loss set, so when this close happened, I was not even around. I wasn't even looking at this trade. I had my stop loss set already, and I let the market do what it's going to do, and I just adjust my stop loss with the market and follow Kijun-sen. So I didn't see this here, so price kept on going, and we had pretty much another, you could call this a crossover, but they touched again and then took off. So this would have been another good level to get into the trade, but you could see where we are. We're at the top of this resistance level, and price broke through that level. Now I am expecting price maybe to pull back down to this level. Maybe this is where my stop loss is too, but see, this is the resistance level now turned into support. So basically price could come all the way back to the Kijun-sen, and the way it dips through the Kijun-sen a little, it will be looking for my stop loss right here. But this is set up for me to have at least 100 pips right here, so that's at least. And if I can stay in the market, see what happens, being that tomorrow is Friday, we'll see what happens with this trade. If nothing's going on and it's in a range pretty much, I'll probably get out with what I have. Now I could have had the 170 something, but in order to get those big pips, I just have to follow the rules, and that's all I'm doing, is following the rules. I'm not getting out unless I get stopped out, or unless I get closed below my fractal level or closed below my Kijun-sen. I had to close below the Kijun-sen. I wasn't aware of that because I already have my stop loss set, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, price came back on the other side of the Kijun-sen, but I have my stop loss in, so I let price go, and I wasn't even looking at the trade, as I said, when this happened. And then when I got up, I saw that, well, this was broke below, but it's no biggie because you set your stop loss and you let the market take you out. And basically, the market was going well. We had this big pin bar here, and at the time, I think my stop loss was, I wasn't far from there because I had my stop loss set at this level. So let's see where when that happened, my stop loss was pretty much like somewhere in this level. I know that because when I looked at it, I was like, man, they almost got me, but they didn't get me because they just didn't get me. Okay, I got lucky there, but it's based off of where I'm putting my stop loss, knowing the market's going to come back to these levels. All right, so this was a level the market may come back to, and then the market moved up and then pulled back here. So the market pulled back. This is a good level to put my stop loss, and at one point it was there, and then the market went up, broke this level here. So breaking this level, I can move from the fractal level up to the support and resistance level. This is resistance now coming into support. So now I know that the market may come back to this level, but I'm on the other side of this level because now I really don't want to, I'm at 100 pips here. I don't want to take lower than that. So if the market does come back to this level, it's either going to have to take me out or bounce off of this level and keep going. So those are the two choices I'm giving the market. I'm not letting the market tell me what to do. I'm giving the market a choice right there. Either you come back here, bounce off here and take off, or you come back down here and take me out. But either way, I'm going to make profit. Okay? So that's what I looked at, this TK crossover. This was a really nice one. And I'm just going to stay in here until what happens, see what happens. But like I said, tomorrow's Friday, so if we're still in this range here, I'll probably get out of the market. So that's looking at a TK crossover. It's one of the popular trades in the Ichimoku system. And I'm coming out with a home course, a home video course that you'll be able to just, if you really want to get into the home video course, it's going to be an awesome course because I'm putting all the things in this package. And this package is going to include, in order to move on to the next level, you have to take a test. You have to pass the test. And there's a link you could go click the test, and once you pass the test you can go check out the next video, and you won't be able to get the next video until you pass the test. And the thing about that is, once you pass the test, you'll get a certificate which will give you the password to get to the next video. You're not going to be able to get to the next video and view it. Even if you can get to the video, you won't be able to watch it because it'll be locked. And you need to pass that test, and that test, when you pass it, you'll get a certificate giving you the password to get into the next video. So you have to really take this course serious. It's not going to be something that you're going to be able to just fly through and look for the strategies and just go ahead and try to trade it. So I'm looking out for you guys. I'm trying to help you guys get better with this. So I'm doing everything to put it in your favor and help you learn. So with that system, with that course coming out, more likely probably the next 2 days or so. So hopefully by Monday at the latest. And today is Thursday, so definitely want to, maybe it might be out on Friday, so we'll see. I'm going to put something out about that when it comes out. But the thing about it, I'm going to have every strategy in there that I use and every strategy of the Ichimoku system with the price action trading and different things with the fractals. And it's just going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot for you guys to learn, and I'm going to have it in the forum. So all traders who are members of the forum, as far as the course is going to be concerned, you won't be able to get into the Ichimoku home course unless you paid for it, and then you won't be able to get into that part of the forum unless you've bought that you bought that course, and then you can get into that part of the forum and interact with other people who have bought it. You'll be able to interact with me, ask me questions, so it'll be pretty much like a forum based course. You'll be able to watch the videos anytime you want. Once you get past the first one and pass your test, you can always go back. But you have to remember that password to each one. Okay, and then also, we'll get into that later. I'll talk about that. I'm gonna have another video. This video is basically just to show you guys about the TK crossover, and that's one strategy that you'll learn in this course. But this is a basic strategy that pretty much you can learn this strategy anywhere. This is basic strategy of the Ichimoku system. But sometimes things, even the basic stuff, is a little harder for people to pick up. So I want to be here to help you guys with every part of Ichimoku, because I had somebody there to help me with every part of it. I picked some of it up on my own, but I really had someone there to help me with every part of it. So I want to be there for everyone else. And basically, that's it, really, guys. So let's move on to the next pair, which is going to be pound Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc is very tricky here because looking at the 4 hour time frame, and it looks like it wants to break out to the upside because you have all signals to the upside. You have a TK crossover right here that is bullish. You have price inside the cloud, so that's neutral system. That's neutral signal right there. You don't have any bearish or bullish bias because we're ranging. When you're inside the cloud, you're in turbulence, and you can see how turbulent the market is right there. It's doing nothing. It looks all over the place. But you have Chiku span above price, but now it's inside this price realm here. So as long as Chiku span is within this area here, we're going to be ranging because Chiku span is hitting right inside of this area, and it can go like this for quite a while before maybe breaking up or breaking down. All of the signals are saying up, but I can show you others that are telling me down. So the main thing here is this support and resistance level. We cannot break the cloud. We're having trouble breaking the resistance of the cloud. And if we don't break the resistance of the cloud and we keep attempting, eventually we're going to fall, and we're going to fall hard. Okay. But you could see all this ranging here. You could see the flatness of the Kumo, the flatness here. You could see how thin it is here, but it's thicker here, more volatility, a little bit less volatility, but still it's pretty volatile. Now with Chico span really not above price, it's inside price. We can go anywhere here. You can see the flatness of the Kijinsen. So we're pretty close to equilibrium, and this market has to go somewhere. It has to go either up or down. So we just want to be prepared. When you're inside the cloud, that's your greatest opportunity because now you just look for it to break out of either side. If it breaks out to the upside or it breaks out to the downside, but you want to have all your signals on whichever way it breaks. Now, if this broke to the downside, we don't have all bearish signals, so we wouldn't be able to take the trade. We have a bright future, but this is flattened out, and you could see that if they tightened up and crossed over and price came down. Now if price does come down, this will probably, you'll get your dark future, and you'll get a TK crossover that's bearish, and Chiku span will be below price and breaking out of the cloud. So either way it goes, we're going to probably have the signals either way. So I really could bracket the market if I wanted to. I could put an entry short here and an entry long here, and then one cancels the other. If it goes long, I'm in. If it goes short, I'm in. And this is how you can trade the Kumo breakouts, because when price is inside this area here and just ranging, it has to eventually break out and go somewhere. So either way, we're ready. Now I like to be, you see, if we hit the level here and we bust through a little bit, you hit the top of this cloud, but price comes back down. I want to get above this fractal level here, so I would like to have an entry order like somewhere around here. Okay, and then my stop loss below the Kijinsen here, and then just here I would just break right here, boom, because coming down here I think we'll have all of our signals. So I'm preparing to have all of my signals if it was a short trade. So price would come down, we'll get our TK crossover, which would be bearish. Maybe we'll get our twist by then, and then Chico span definitely would be below the price, and it would be trying to attempt to break outside of this Kumo. So that would be the only thing that we'd have to wait for. We don't have to wait on that, but we have to be aware of that Chico span is still inside the Kumo. And while Chico span is inside the Kumo, you're going to have resistance, either up to the upside or downside. So those are the really only two things that I'm really looking at right now. I haven't been really looking hard because I'm paying attention to what I'm doing right now with my CAD yen trade. And I don't know if I even said that about this trade, but this was the CAD yen, and I want you guys to see that TK crossover, that bullish TK crossover. That's CAD yen, and we're talking pound Swiss franc here. Both are on the 4 hour time frame. So let's look at the daily time frame and we can see something here, because the other thing I'm saying here is this resistance of the cloud. You can see when we hit this level, we're not doing much except bouncing off of that level, and the daily is telling me that maybe we're stronger to the short side. Now the only thing I don't like is that Kijinsen and Tenkan-sen are starting to aim towards each other. Once you see Tenkan-sen coming towards Kijinsen, then maybe you're going to get that change, or the movement is going to be higher or lower based on which way it's pointing. But we still do have all bearish signals on the daily time frame. So we're looking for this to drop to the downside probably. And you see the resistance here. This red line here, this is the resistance where we're hitting off of the bottom of the 4-hour cloud, off of the top of the 4-hour cloud right here. So we need to bust through that level, and then we still have this thick cloud here. I mean, there's a lot of resistance on a daily time frame. The cloud is thick. It's just going to be tough to get to the upside. So we may look for the breakout to the downside, and I'm going to change to the daily time frame and just look for that. But you could get it off of the 4-hour time frame. You'll get a nice entry here if price can come down and break below this level here, just as we said. So look for either or, guys. Make sure you have your signals and don't take chances. All right, put the probabilities in your favor, and if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't think they're in your favor based off of our signals, then don't take the trade. There's going to be many trades, many trades. Okay, and that's going to be it, guys. I'm going to end it right here, right now. So I'll have more about the course, and I'll let you guys know about that. So just stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and God bless. So long.